Have you ever wondered, even for a second, about a leader who makes you wonder if they've been possessed by the spirit of 2007? You know, it's like the spirit of the Roomba 2007. If your meetings feel like sleep therapy sessions, or you might be dealing with a case of sleepwalking leadership. Yeah, we're going to be tackling that today. You know it. It's time for a deep sedative.
Voices of Victory podcast show. Voices of Victory podcast show.
It is now time for the Voices of Victory podcast show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Di Leone.
And welcome to Voices of Victory. My name is Mario Di Leone. I am Mario Di Leone. And guess what? Today's topic is wake up, sleepwalking leader. Stop hitting snooze on your success. We're going to talk a whole lot about that today. So yeah, let's talk about it. Sleepwalking. Think of it as being completely unaware. And that's the thing. Every meeting feels like a sedative is being passed out, and you might be dealing with a case of sleepwalking leadership. Yeah, it doesn't mean we have a sleep issue, but it's like we're tackling a leadership style that's less about vision and more about autopilot, not really paying attention to what they're doing and where they're going. We're going to explore how leaders can wake up, smell the fresh roasted coffee, and of course, actually lead. And you know what? It involves caffeine and self-awareness. Let's talk about this, because I once had a boss who thought initiative was a seasoning for actual chicken. Yep, that's absolutely true. And watching them lead was like watching a sloth try to win a race. It was excruciatingly slow and full of missed opportunities. And that's when I knew we needed to talk about this. So, by the end of this episode, and I'm going to bring this out as my solemn promise to you today, is that you're going to know how to avoid becoming a sleepwalking leader. It's all about inspiring your team and avoiding those awkward moments when everyone's wondering who the hell is driving the ship, right? That's what it's all about. So first of all, how do we actually acknowledge or recognize, if you will, the sleepwalking symptoms? Well, are you showing up to meetings with no agenda whatsoever? Just a cup of coffee in hand, offering the same stale platitudes every week? And are you responding to challenges with, let's circle back to that later, after I'm done with my coffee? All right, those are classic signs of sleepwalking leadership. Please. So set an alarm and keep in mind it's not for the morning, but it's for your leadership habits of sleepwalking. Create a checklist, please, to just ensure that you're prepared for every interaction. And for the love of progress, stop saying, let's circle back. It's all about taking a good hard look at what's in front of us. Leadership is about steering the ship, not wandering aimlessly into port with a blindfold on. So wake up before you run your team aground and strand everybody. So engage with intention. Being a sleepwalker is much like being a zombie. And you know what? Sleepwalking leaders, they show up physically, but their brain is checked out. They're mentally on a beach somewhere. And if your team is presenting ideas and you're nodding off mid-sentence, it's time for a wake-up call, seriously. So this is a tool that you could use. Okay? The 3 rule. The 3 A's. Ask questions, acknowledge efforts, and apply solutions. Let me say that again. Ask questions of your team, acknowledge what's actually going on, and apply any solutions that are necessary. You know why? It keeps you present, and it prevents your team from staging a big pirate mutiny. Engagement is like coffee for your leadership. It perks everyone up, and it keeps things moving forward. But the coffee's not for you, it's for them. So please build trust by showing up and acknowledging what's actually going on. Because nothing screams, I don't care more, than missing deadlines, or being the last to respond on any urgent Slack messages. Please, sleepwalking leaders, they may not intend to let their teams down, but guess what? You are. They do. So commit to a leadership power hour. Get your energy up. Please get your energy up. Use this time to check in, follow up, and actually lead. Because consistency builds trust, and trust keeps your team from bolting. Want you to think about it this way. Real simply, small challenges multiplied by consistent routines equals transformation of your team. So trust is the bedrock of great leadership. And without it, you're not leading a team. You're just supervising chaos. It's like watching the Teletubbies go crazy in an insane asylum. No. And I want to go over the key takeaways for today. All right. We learned that sleepwalking leadership is an art form. It's the art of doing the bare minimum while pretending to actually be alert and awake. And we've explored on how to recognize it and, of course, engage it intentionally and, of course, build trust with your team. Now, another way that sleepwalking leadership happens is if you're still using methods from 2007. Hello. Using the mindset of 2007, using the mindset of the past, using things that no longer work. And if you come up with the big fat excuse of, oh, this is the way we've always been doing it, guess what? You need to stop doing it that way because it's no longer functional. It's no longer useful. I'm going to give you the Simon Cowell response. Crumple it up, throw it away, pitch it towards the wind, let it go deep down in the sewer, down the pipes, and into the local sewage plant. Please, let it go. Let it go like a bad Disney movie. So, with that being said, you got to keep in mind that your sleepwalking leadership is not just about your alertness and whether or not you're awake. It has to do with these old, outdated ideas that you're still using. Death by PowerPoint still exists. Only this time it comes without coffee. So wake up and smell the leadership opportunities because the world doesn't need another sleepwalking leader that's washed up in the past and completely not paying attention. Now go ahead, let your Wi-Fi signal actually depend on it and make a difference. Take 5 minutes today, just 5, just to reflect where you might actually be sleepwalking. Your head might be in the past of old ways of doing things, or furthermore, where you need some kind of small change that'll actually wake you up and wake your team up. All right? Don't make me play Eye of the Tiger or Wake Me Up Before You Go. All right? Those aren't the songs that I'm going to be playing. Wake up, smell the coffee, let go of outdated ideas. And that's all there is for today's episode. Take care. No more sleepwalking. You don't need to have your team take a sedative on every meeting.